All rise and shout. It's time for What's Trending. What's Trending, presented by Bodyguards, protection for a life worth living. Learn more at bodyguards.com. Yeah, we're playing the odds game today, and we want you to take a side here because, and I should note, BYU men's basketball still holds the amazing, dubious honor of being the men's basketball program with the most NCAA tournament appearances and 0 Final Fours. Which is more likely to happen first, Jarom? BYU basketball finally figures it out or gets a desirable path, has the ball bounced their way, a la San Diego State, and they get to a Final Four, or BYU football makes a college football playoff, whatever the playoff will look like in the future.
Yeah, we believe that will be 12 teams coming up, in what, 25 or 26? It is the college football playoff. Men's basketball has had a ton of success here. One of the most victorious programs in NCAA history. You mentioned the stat that we love and hate. We love it because it means BYU goes to the tourney a lot, historically. We hate it because they haven't done a ton in said tournament outside of a Sweet 16 in 2011 and an Elite 8 in 1981. That was a 48-team tournament. It's a little bit different, but it's taken the National Player of the Year to do that in those 2 years, and Danny Ainge and Jimmy Fredette, which is like, what? You have to have the best player in program history to do that. That's really hard. BYU didn't make the NIT this year, so certainly not feeling high on hoops. Making a Final Four anytime soon. We just want to make the NCAA tournament soon. But I think it is football because I think football has some of those years occasionally where they get close to that. Now, in the expanded playoff, BYU will have a chance to be in that. We'll see exactly what it looks like for, a team outside the Power 5. If they're not in that top 12, do they get the automatic qualification? AK, you probably need to be in the top 10. BYU probably needs 0 or 1 loss to be in the top 10. But a 10-2 situation perhaps gets you in the top 10 as well. As a Big 12 team. As a Big 12 team. You need to probably win the Big 12 title. Maybe you lose it, but you can't have more than 3 losses on the year. So we're talking about a 10-3 Big 12 championship appearance probably. That's within the realm of possibility for BYU in the next decade. In 2021, BYU was ranked 14th after week 12. Had BYU had a chance in that situation to, say, play for a conference championship and they win, they would have been in an expanded playoff situation just 2 years ago, which is exciting. So BYU is more prepared from a roster and talent and coaching staff and progression standpoint, I think at this point, than basketball. We certainly think that hoops, like in 2020, men's hoops could have made a Final Four run if COVID didn't hit. There was a chance that the nation's best three-point shooting team and a team that was playing like a top 10 team with Yoli Childs after that 9-game suspension certainly could have made a run. So we're not far removed from that possibility either.
Yeah, that was only 3 years ago.
But it feels like 8 because of COVID. But the way the two programs are certainly trending, you got to feel like football is in a place to do that more than basketball. But I would love for basketball to get to the point where we have a little more confidence. Right now, a lot of people down on men's hoops, and that is deserved because no NIT, but they're at the bottom of Mount Everest, and hopefully they can make that climb and make the tourney, and maybe you just win a couple games. I don't know why it's been so hard for BYU just to win 2 games, but they've only done it twice.
Yeah, it's a sheer numbers game. I mean, if we're talking about college football, I think one more team's making the jump, and so there will be 132 Division I college football programs at the FBS level. If 12 are going to make the college football playoff, the percentages are way higher of putting together a team that's going to fit into that metric compared to 4 teams out of 351 Division I men's basketball teams. But
so should we say Sweet 16? It's been that hard for BYU, Elite 8?
It's just the next step, right? Like BYU's been to an Elite 8, so it's like, well, the Final Four is
42 years ago.
It's the.
Is it the next step? Like the next step's making the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, in the blue-goggled reality, the Final Four is the next step. Just like the college football playoff.
Blue-goggled and reality cannot go together. I'm sorry. That phrase did not compute.
The blue-goggled metaverse.
That did not make sense to me.
Whatever.
Those teams don't coincide.
Oxymoron, if there ever were one. Okay.
Moron.
I will say this. I mean, yes, numbers, just sheer numbers. It's easy. It's going to be easier to make the college football playoff. But within the game of basketball, year after year, I tried hard to think, okay, what's the case for basketball? Is there any case that basketball could be the answer? And I only settled on one thing. I did the Doctor Strange thing, and I'm like, okay, let's compute all these different things.
There had to be more than 14 million possibilities, by the way. It should have been like 14 trillion when you brought that up.
There is more fluke variation in the NCAA tournament. Way more.
Basketball is different than
football.
Yeah.
And that's the case for basketball. And I'm going to use San Diego State as the example. San Diego State as a 5 seed this year. They draw Charleston. Tough game. They beat Charleston, but then they have the benefit of taking on a Furman team that upsets Virginia and has nothing left in the tank, and the Aztecs beat them with physicality and defense, and they're in the Sweet 16 just like that. Congratulations. You beat a 12 and you beat a 13, and now you're in the Sweet 16.
We can't make fun of that too much because
I'm not saying that BYU didn't do it against a 14 and 11.
Jimmer Fredette did it 14 and 11.
14 and 11.
Wasn't like that was a hard road.
Same deal.
Yeah.
You're making my point for me.
Yeah.
Like, it took favorable matchups and a high seed for BYU to do this.
Now,
this
we
is
think that
point.
BYU could have beat the 7. It was St. John's that year.
Fluke variation, the 6 seed.
The 6, St. John's.
How does Alabama, a 1 seed, shoot 3 for 27 from the three-point line, and San Diego State just so happens to be the team that they shoot 3 for 27 from the three-point line against? This is the fluke variation.
Yeah.
Creighton follows that up with a 2 for 17 performance from the three-point line, and San Diego State escapes. They sneak by shooting 37% as a team for the entire game, and you're in the Final Four. There's just more of that. That's the case for basketball, is can you get favorable matchups? Can you get a team to play poorly against you on the right night, and now you're a 5 seed? Or you're Florida Atlantic, Jarom. They didn't have to play Purdue. They played Fairleigh Dickinson. Beat a good Memphis team, played Fairleigh Dickinson, and they're in the Sweet 16, and now they're into the Final Four. So there's just more of that. That's the case for basketball, but I still think, man, the percentages favor college football, and because of the state of the program where BYU is right now, that one feels like it'll happen first.
Topic 2. Offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick has been high on the offensive line this spring. He told the media the following earlier in spring ball. We are more athletic this year than we were last year. We are longer, bigger. Mm-hmm. I feel really confident that we are going to improve at O-line this year. I thought our guys played well at O-line last year. It's not that they didn't. We ran the heck out of the ball. We didn't give up very many sacks. The O-line was good, but we're going to be even better this year. And I feel really confident saying that. End quote. Wow. Does the offensive line really have a chance of being better than last year?
How do you beat being number 1 in pass blocking and protection?
You literally cannot. You can do it again.
Okay. And you still had the number 12 rushing attack.
That's the most underrated number about
blocking.
last year, besides Chris Brooks being 6.3 yards per carry, by the way.
Yeah. Let me qualify
6.3.
You had the number 12 run blocking offensive line, according to Pro Football Focus. Like, those numbers are super impressive.
To me, that's the greatest offensive line BYU's ever had, based on those 2 numbers. You're going to have 3 NFL guys eventually?
So did this team just super underperform based on what the offensive line was?
I think on 3rd down they did.
Yes.
Because I can quantify this.
That's
Thanks to Greg Wrubell for giving me some access.
That's where we need to go, is 3rd and 4th down conversions.
Okay, Greg and his homies have put together the numbers, which I did not, so thanks to them. BYU, this sounds good, right? 62% overall on 3rd and short. That is 3rd and 3 or shorter.
Okay.
I think it needs to be 75 or 80% on 3rd and short. I think it needs to be that high. So on 3rd and 1, BYU missed 5 times. You're going to miss sometimes, but 5 times feels like a lot. 3rd and 2 missed 4 times. 3rd and 3, that one's tough. 7 of 14. You need to be better there. Chris Brooks, 3 of 8 on 3rd and 3 or fewer rushing. If BYU is converts a few of those, ECU, Notre Dame, 10-win team. 10-win team. So when you look at the offensive line specifically, I love that Aaron is saying this. I want to believe it. It's hard for me to believe it because BYU had Blake Freeland and Clark Barrington on that line as well.
And Kingsley Suamataia.
Kingsley's back. I'm talking guys that aren't going to be on that line, right? And Harris LaChance. You lose those 3 dudes. 2 of those 3, and maybe Harris too, are NFL guys. It's hard to think that BYU suddenly is better than that. Now, they certainly bring in some reinforcements. Those are the guys that are leaving. The reinforcements. So Kingsley Suamataia will be at left tackle. We don't know if Paul Miley or Connor Pay will be the center, but one of those guys will be the center. The other will be one of the guards.
They're both going to start and both have a ton of experience.
You bring in Ian Fitzgerald from Missouri State. You bring in Waylon Lapuahu from Utah State. Braden Keim now gets his shot at like the 6'8" guy playing right tackle. So you have a little bit of depth there. I love what he's saying. He likes what he's seeing in spring ball. And to be better than those guys, more athletic, longer, that's awesome. Paul Miley has a ton of experience. Obviously, helped Utah into the Rose Bowl. That's great because losing Blake Freeland and Clark Barrington and Harris LaChance to me is a big deal. So I hope that Aaron's right, and I believe Aaron because there's no bigger fan of Aaron Roderick than this guy on how BYU's offense has changed since 2019. So if that's the case, and Aiden Robbins can do even more on 3rd and short, now we're talking about BYU hopefully flirting with 8+ wins.
Stats can be a little bit misleading at times, which is why Aaron Roderick has been known to say on occasion, hit it.
Stats are for losers.
Yes. Sometimes.
Well, then you boys a loser. Stats are for losers. They validate information.
Yes.
It's not everything, but it's certainly something.
So BYU, while they did have the top-rated grade in pass blocking.
Does he just not like those?
Number 12 in
he doesn't agree with
rushing.
Those, I guess?
Well, it goes back to what he said to me in my conversation with him over the weekend, which is, yeah, we were overall pretty good, but we were terrible in the red zone. We were terrible in goal line to go situations specifically, which is why BYU spent so much time working from like the 6-yard line in during spring ball and the 13-yard line in to shore up those scenarios, and then the 4th down scenarios. I mean, when BYU was 2 for 16 converting on 4th down at one point last season, we were all going, why are you continuing to go for it? Punt it. Try a field goal.
Well,
that wasn't working well either.
Those weren't working, yeah.
What do you do? So
punt from the goal line now.
He's thinking about those things. He's converting on 3rd and 4th and short. And the offensive line plays a big part of that, but the running game, I mean, there are a lot of moving parts there. Sure. So while these are great numbers, he's really bothered by what BYU did on 3rd and 4th down. And that obviously is where they feel like they can be better with the offensive line and then those goal line to go situations.
This is BYU. We're very concerned about conversion.
We should
on
be.
And off the field.
We should be.
Let's go.
In many ways.
Come on now.